So now that we are officially well into the month of November in 2022, we are starting to fastly approach holiday season, which does mean that we are getting the details on sales and deals from Nintendo directly, as they have put out their official announcement for what they will be running in terms of sales and deals this Black Friday from Nintendo of America. And in today's video, we have to go over all those details and break down where to get the best deals on Nintendo Switch hardware and software in holiday season 2022. What's up, nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below. Hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. As I mentioned, guys, today we are discussing the brand new official sale details for Black Friday 2022 and what Nintendo of America specifically will be running this year. This is exclusively right now in the US region. As far as I am familiar with, Nintendo will most likely run a sale and deal similar to this around the globe, but may announce it at different times. So be sure, if you are in a different region, to look into that as time goes on. And the only thing I'll say before we read through all the details here is realize that we are in close to the 6th year of Nintendo Switch being sold and available, and they have not changed up their Black Friday holiday strategy in terms of sales and discounts very much at all. But to get on the same page with what they will be running this year, let's quickly hop over to VGC and read through their detailed typed up article together. Nintendo of America has revealed its first Black Friday 2022 deals, including a familiar Mario Kart 8 Deluxe hardware bundle and software promotions. Just as it did in 2021 and the year before, the company will be offering a Nintendo Switch console with a download code for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and a 3-month Nintendo Switch online subscription. It will be available at select retailers, including the My Nintendo store, with a suggested price of $299.99, which Nintendo said offers a $70 savings when compared to purchasing the contents individually. As it has done for the past 3 years, Nintendo is also knocking $20 off the suggested retail price of a selection of games for its Black Friday promotion, which has yet to be dated but usually lasts for around 1 week. Black Friday itself always falls on the last Friday of November, which is the 25th this year. A selection of Switch games will be available for $39.99, normally $59.99, including Mario Party Superstars, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Animal Crossing New Horizons, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, and Bravely Default 2. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit will also be available at a suggested retail price of $59.99, normally $99.99, while WarioWare Get It Together and Big Brain Academy Brain vs. Brain will each be discounted by 33%. A selection of Black Friday Nintendo eShop deals will be announced at a later date. So when I see this deal, I'm definitely not blown away, and it's also not something that is a first time. This is the steepest discount we've ever seen. This is literally a repeat play from Nintendo for their Black Friday sales and deals, and at this point, with fastly approaching the 6th year of Nintendo Switch being sold, I feel like it's time to shift these discounts to something like the OLED model, because that is definitely the premium model that's out now for the enhanced handheld experience, and that's probably what most people would be in the market for if they are planning on picking up a Switch. Do a temporary discount on the hardware itself, bring the OLED down to $300 and bring the Switch base model down to $250, and maybe we start to clear out some inventory, and next year could be the year that we get some kind of hardware refresh, as I think you can see with ongoing declining sales for the Nintendo Switch. Not that it's underperforming, it is just hitting that market saturation point where I think a lot of the people who want to have a Switch already own one, and it may be time to start to look at and have that serious conversation of dipping into your existing user base with some kind of more powerful model that does justify an upgrade. One other interesting thing about this sale, of course, is the continued bundle with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which of course originally, keep this in mind, was a Wii U game out and sold in 2014, which means that when Nintendo finally wraps up all of the additional DLC tracks for this thing in the Booster Course Pass at the end of 2023, that this will be a nearly 10-year long Mario Kart game, which is just hard to believe, and I think absolutely unprecedented. Nintendo would not have continued to support this game with a future DLC roadmap other than the fact that the thing would not stop selling. Almost half of every single Switch out there that has been sold in history has a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sale attached to it, because this game's fastly approaching something like 45 to 50 million total copies sold, which is just an outrageous number. So they're continuing to double down and make it the bundled in must play game, which now this year does make a little bit more sense than it did last year, for the simple fact that we didn't know about the DLC at that point in time. And since there is ongoing support for the title and clearly still a very active online community around it, why not throw it in for another bundle discount? But this just comes back to the fact that yes, you're getting Nintendo Switch Online, you're getting the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe game digitally for that, and it still seems like it's not quite enough in my personal opinion. And I definitely think we need to start to look at things like the OLED model being discounted going forward in the current environment that we're in, considering it is a Tegra X1 that they are selling in this Nintendo Switch that was originally developed in 2015 and sold in the base model Switch in 2017. But then again, you do have to look around, and other manufacturers in the gaming space are starting to raise their prices, so at least we're not seeing price hikes or increases from Nintendo. But this sale, in my opinion, is nothing really to write home about. However, there are some quality titles that if you don't have them in your Nintendo Switch library right now may be worth looking into. Mario Party Superstars, to kick off the list, is actually one that I think is the best Mario Party iteration, bar none, that we have seen in I don't know how many years. Honestly, probably since the Wii era of Mario Party kicked off and it really went heavily into that motion-based style controls. I have not enjoyed the Mario Party installments near as much, nor gone back to re-experience those the same way that I do the classic Mario Parties. And Mario Party Superstars is a love letter to the traditional way that Mario Party games are played. Of course, if you're an NSO plus expansion pack subscriber, you can even experience Mario Party 1 and 2 in its entirety right now, available on that service on the N64. But a lot of those classic mini games from that era of Mario Party, as well as the GameCube era, which quite honestly was my favorite era of Mario Party, those mini games and boards are selectable, which is really cool. And you have traditional button controls to experience the fun with your friends or family. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, we are fastly approaching Tears of the Kingdom's release, so if you don't already have that, that is a staple must own for the Nintendo Switch. Go get it. You're doing yourself a disservice if you own a Nintendo Switch and you haven't experienced the marquee launch game, which is Zelda Breath of the Wild, and truly what reinvented the Zelda formula, and what I think Tears of the Kingdom will just ultimately evolve and take it to the next level. You want to go experience that first one, since this will be a sequel to that game. Make sure you pick that up, and hopefully most people already have it, but these are $20 off right now. Animal Crossing New Horizons is a game that has such a deep community. There is a lot of draw for people to get into that game. Me personally, I didn't spend all the time in the world on it, but I did play it for roughly about 20 hours. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, one that I just hope we get more classic 2D Zelda games in this style, because it is so enjoyable to go back and re-experience what was originally released as a Game Boy game with modern visuals and updated graphics and better overall gameplay mechanics. And this is just an enjoyable one. If you like and you know 2D Zelda and what it has to offer, this is arguably one of the best iterations of 2D Zeldas, although I still think A Link to the Past may take that crown clearly, and whether or not we'll get a remake of that one day will have to remain to be seen. Also $20 off right now, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, a more recent title that you may not have in your collection. And if you know anything about Warriors games like Hyrule Warriors, it is going to play extremely similar to that, so you should know what you're looking at with that one. $20 off. And Bravely Default 2 is one of the best reviewed RPGs available on the Nintendo Switch right now. There's even a downloadable demo available in the eShop, so you don't have to risk on whether or not the game is for you. You can go download that first and check it out. These are all on physical items right now, these sales, so I do like to see that, because I'm sure we will discuss the eShop sale once that is unveiled from Nintendo. So subscribe if you're interested in seeing that when it comes around. But definitely worth talking about and pointing out when Nintendo does physical sale discounts, because that is not a common occurrence throughout the year. Also keep your eyes and ears peeled for all of the major retailers that will be updating their sales as we get further into this month, like your Amazons, Targets, Walmarts of the world. everybody will be running their individual discounts in addition to what Nintendo is directly discounting themselves. So I want to hear from you guys at this point in the video, all your personal thoughts and feelings around the sale and how Nintendo is structuring it this year. Are you a fan of it and you may go out and actually pick up some stuff that is on discount, or do you think it's a little bit lackluster and Nintendo could start to discount other models of the Switch like the Lite or even the OLED model, which is probably the more desired console going forward? So regardless of your thoughts and feelings on everything we talked about today, I do look forward to hearing from you all in the comments down below before you leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around these topics. Go watch yesterday's video next if you haven't already, which is on screen right now. Also make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.